Yes, you can go ahead now, Samuel. Sorry.
So please, before I go ahead, I want to test something. I want to know which is better with this mouthpiece or without the mouthpiece. So this is me speaking with my mouthpiece. Then this is me speaking without my mouthpiece. Which one is better, please?
Almost the same thing, or actually the same thing.
Mouthpiece. Yeah. Okay. So good morning, everyone. I'm Samuel Shaga, mobile app team. I was talking about progressive web applications, also known as PWAs. And so I start with this story. And when computers were invented, originally people had to people had to access the internet from their desktop computers. But after mobile phones were invented and phones that could access the internet became popular, people started accessing the internet from their phones. And over time, the number of users, or the number of people that access the internet from their phones surpassed the number of people that access the internet from desktop computers. So that's what happens today. Okay, so
So,
can you hear me? Oh,
No, sir.
no, we can't hear you, Samuel. Please, can you be more audible?
um, I said, is this better? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. You can go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I said, originally when the internet came to be, people needed their desktop computers to be able to access the internet. And after we had mobile phones and smartphones, over time, the number of people that access the internet from their phones surpassed the number of people that access the internet from their desktop computers. That's to tell us how important mobile phones are and how everybody, or most people all over the world, access the internet with their phones rather than from their computers. So mobile phones are important. That's the point I'm trying to say. And if you're running an e-commerce website, or if you have a business platform, it only makes sense that you have that your users can reach you from their phones. Sorry, I don't know if you can still hear me.
Yes, sir, loud and clear.
Okay, so that your users can still reach you from their phones or your customers. So people started building websites for this purpose, and research has shown that if the website takes longer than 3 seconds to load, and people will leave that website because nobody enjoys the experience of interacting with a website that is slow or a website that drags. Everybody wants a fast and engaging website. So for that purpose, people seem to enjoy using native mobile apps more than using mobile webs because there are some websites that just do not meet those standards, that are slow, that do not give a good user experience. But that really happens with mobile applications, native mobile applications, because because of the fact that native mobile apps are written in the languages of those platforms. For instance, iOS applications are written in Swift, the iOS language. So for that reason, once you build an app that is in iOS or you build an Android app, it is faster on that phone because the app is meant for the app is meant for that phone, it's meant for that platform. Unlike unlike the web where there are some websites that do not meet those standards. So according to research, it says 87% of people spend 87% of the time when using your phone is spent inside your native mobile applications. You only spend 13% of your time on the web. Could be Safari, could be Google Chrome or Opera Mini. So that's to tell you that people rarely use the web compared to mobile apps on their phone because of how engaging mobile apps are and how smooth it is, the speed and the interactiveness. But there is a catch to it. Out of that 87% of time that is spent in native mobile apps, you have a favorite. Can you guys please mute? See, okay. So I said, please mute. I don't know who's talking. Okay, so out of that 87% of time spent in your native mobile app, you have, please mute.
The host can just mute the person.
Hey, Carol. Hey, Carol.
Bello Ridwan, your mic is on. Can you just mute?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so as I was saying, now out of that 87% of your time spent in native mobile apps, everybody has a favorite top 3 applications. That is to say, if you have 20 applications on your phone, or if you have 30 applications on your phone, the average person uses just 3 of those apps. Me, for instance, I would say my favorite 3 apps would be WhatsApp, Twitter, and maybe chess.com. Those are my favorite 3. So everybody has top 3 apps they use on their phones. The other apps are just there. 80% of the time, those apps are not being touched. So that means the other 27 apps have to fight for the remaining 20% of your available time. So mobile apps, people engage more with mobile applications than they do with the web because of how interactive it is. The web, okay, before I get to the differences, let me just differentiate properly what a native mobile app is and what a web application is. So native mobile apps are built for a specific platform, as I mentioned, such as iOS for the Apple iPhone or Android for a Samsung device. While a mobile application is a website while a web application is a website that is designed fluidly and responds to being viewed on a smartphone. Secondly, mobile apps live and run on the device itself. That means you can install them and you can install them on your phone. But web applications, on the other hand, are not on your phone. They're on the web, so they can be accessed via the internet and will adapt to whichever device they're doing it on. So advantages of native mobile apps over web applications is that native mobile apps are faster. As I stated earlier, they have a greater functionality. What this means is that native mobile apps can do more. They can work offline. Okay, that's another difference. So they can use your camera. You can use Snapchat uses the camera. Native mobile apps they can use your location. WhatsApp uses location. Then they have those phone resources. They have access to. They have greater functionality. They can work offline. Then native mobile apps are safe and secure, in the sense that before a mobile app is going to get published on Apple Store or Play Store, first the app has to meet certain requirements. It has to meet certain standards before it to be allowed to be published on Play Store. Then disadvantages of native mobile applications. Cost of building, it is more expensive to build, and compatibility, you have to build for specific platforms. Unlike the web, where once you put it on the web, you can view it from any device. Native mobile apps, you have to bid for Android, then you have to bid for iOS or whichever platform again you're targeting. Then it is expensive to maintain. Then the approval process to get your app published is strenuous and the expensive to maintain part. Also, if you want to make updates to your app or changes to your app, you have to start sending back and forth with Play Store that okay, this changes there. Then the person using the application too has to accept, has to um, give permissions for certain requirements again and all that. So advantages of web apps though, you don't need to download them. They are easy to distribute. All you need to um, get into a web app is a link or an address. So web apps, there's no need to download. So spaces on your phone doesn't affect the space on your phone. Then it is easy to maintain. It is easy to update. There is no middle party that checks if the update you are doing or you have to take permission from before making updates. You just make the updates and it's easy to do. It's quicker and easier to build. And it is less complicated than native mobile apps. So it is actually much faster and easier to build. Then it can be launched quickly because of its size and um, how easy it is to publish it or rather to access it. Disadvantages for web applications. They do not work offline. If you have a bad network connection or you don't have internet, you will not be able to access your web application. So it is slower compared to native mobile applications because it is not the original language of the platform, but it's only accessed via the internet. So it is lower speed, that's lower speed. Then quality and security is not always guaranteed. And this means that unlike the native mobile apps where Play Store will not allow you just upload any kind of app on it. They have to meet certain requirements and to do their research and check if there is quality, if the app is quality enough to be posted on its platform. So there's nothing like that with web applications. You can just do the web app and just put it there. Nobody checks what it is. And it is not easily discoverable. And this means that, for instance, now native mobile applications have icons on our home screen that once you want to go into the app, all you need to do is just open your phone and you just tap on the icon and you find the app you're looking for. So web apps web apps, you have to go into the web and look for the app. So it is not easily discoverable. So what was missing from web apps? We needed web apps to do more because from what I have fact stated earlier, I'd say native mobile apps are the advantage, considering how 87% of people were spending time, considering how 87% of the time when we are spent inside native mobile apps rather than in the web. So what was missing? Why did people prefer native apps to web applications? Web apps, when they did not have reliable performance, slow, they are not fast and quick and all that. Then web apps did not have push notifications. Push notifications, those pop-ups when you're not in the app. I had quite a number this morning once I switch on my data from just get a notification that this person engaged you on social platform, check the person. So the idea is that push notifications they encourage users to come back into the app. So those things keep users engaged. So even though you've forgotten about an app, then maybe there's a promo or something, then a push notification just pops up. You go back into the app. So those things like that make people use the app more. They build user engagement. Then there is no home screen icon metadata. So we needed web apps to be able to live on what's it called, to live on our own screen, the same way native mobile apps did. Or web apps do not have that. So push notifications bring users back. Home screen icons make access easy. We needed our web apps to be able to access device features like the camera and the location. Then we needed our web apps to be able to work offline when there is no internet. Sorry, I'm having headache.
Just 20, just 20.
Okay. So this graph here shows the difference in native mobile applications and web applications. So the orange one is for native mobile applications. You can see it goes high. It has all the capability. What native mobile app does not have is reach. That means I read somewhere that one of the biggest problems in software development is to share it. Once you build your software, one big problem that marketers or producers have with their software, no matter how big it is how to distribute it. Distribution is a big problem. So that distribution is not a problem for the web applications because web apps can easily be distributed via links. It's easy. You could just send me if you needed, or even to the extent that if you want someone to view a particular page on your website, all the person needs is the link to that page. And once it is sent to the friend, the person can easily find that but with just a click. So mobile apps, native mobile apps add capability, they didn't have reach. Web apps add reach, or they didn't have most of the other features like I was speaking, as I was talking about earlier. So we needed someone that could do both. And that is how progressive web apps came to be. So we need progressive web apps to because they already have reach. We needed them to also behave like native mobile apps, to be fast. We needed them to be able to access device features like camera and location. We needed web apps to do more. So what is PW, progressive web app? It is described as a set of features or technology you can add to your existing web applications to turn them into native mobile app-like experiences using device features like the camera and providing offline access. So basically, if you have a website you can turn it into a progressive web app. One problems PW wants to solve: reach, offline capability, push notification, and device hardware capability. What are the features of the web progressive web app? Before you can call a web app progressive, it has to be reliable, it has to be fast, and it has to be engaging. One of the um, companies that has been using progressive web app is Twitter. Twitter, like, I don't know if you've seen it today, progressive web apps, it is one of the best out there. So right here is comparing this graph is comparing the sizes of the various Twitter applications. On Android, the Twitter app, the size is just 24 MB. On iOS, the size of the application is 214 MB. Then the Twitter Lite that was built is just 0.6 MB. So it's almost actually has no it takes no memory on your phone. So some of the companies using progressive web apps are Twitter, Uber, OLX, and so on. So a lot of people are already using PWA. It helps. It has research has shown that it has helped various companies gain more users, and production has increased with production. But user, not just engagement. When people, there's this in digital marketing, when people end up buying things on your website. So PWAs help with that because it is easier to do adverts. PWAs, SEO, search engine optimization, and all that it can be done. It's easier to do those things on PWAs than in native mobile apps. So what are the technology PWA uses? So the first thing I'm talking about is Google Chrome Lighthouse. Lighthouse is a feature in Google Chrome developer tools. Once you open your Google Chrome, if you go to the developer tool options, you'll see that Lighthouse there. So what Lighthouse does is that it analyzes the performance of the website, the speed, and you can audit the site with Lighthouse. If you want to turn your web app into a progressive web app, you need Lighthouse has a number of checklists that your web app has to check before it can be considered as progressive. So one of the very first things that's to check is that it has to be responsive before your web app is so, and a lot of websites nowadays are already responsive. Then it has to be fast, very fast. The website has to be fast. Then there are other things like that it has to check. It has to be able to work offline before it can be considered progressive. So another technology is used is the manifest.json. So basically, this manifest.json is a JSON file that styles the file. It shows it contains everything about the node. So it's in this JSON file that you describe the name of the file, you describe the color of your app, the background color, what this color is, what this color, the color of the buttons in the app. So it is the manifest.json file that carries that, the icons and so on and so on. The major technology is the service worker. Service worker is a client-side proxy written in JavaScript. So ideally, how the phone works with web apps is that there is a single thread. You can, if there is network, your phone will connect to the internet. If there is no network, there is no connection. You cannot connect to the web app. Well, JavaScript is service worker is a JavaScript file that all you have to do is enable it, then it works in the background. So you check if your if the website what's it called, if your browser supports service worker and you register it, then you can write your JavaScript code in the service worker form. So as long as your browser supports service worker, all you have to do is just register it. Then the service worker is now responsible for the offline access. It catches data. So even when there is no network, you're still able to use your with the code written in the service worker for you are still able to use your web application. So basically, and it also handles push notification. The service worker is responsible for push notifications and for offline access and what's it called? And what's it called? And access to device features. So the service worker enables level performance. So even when there is bad internet or there's no internet, progressive web apps can function just like native mobile apps do. And so Workbox is a library. If because most of the work your service worker will be doing, it's not the code you'll be writing is not something new. So it's something. So the job of service worker is almost uniform in most apps you'll be building to catch, enable offline access, and so on and so on. So Workbox is a library that allows you write minimal code. So you can use Workbox to handle your service worker file and your manifest.json file. And thank you. Yes, talking more about service worker in thank you. Any questions? I don't know if I was audible enough. Sorry. Any questions? I'm done.
I'm sorry, why are we not responding to Samuel?
Do you guys have any questions?
I don't have any.
Sorry, Peter, I'm supposed to present after him. I don't know. Time has gone.
Yeah, you are. I know. I'm currently trying to know if people are actually here with us or they're just talking to ourselves. Why are we not responding?
I said I don't have any. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
No
Okay.
question.
If there's no response, Covenant, you can go ahead. But before you go ahead, have you submitted the link to your public artifact?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Some of us, and we can stop your screen later. Covenants.
Okay.